Hello everyone, it's Robin here and welcome to Christmas in July. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for Christmas in July. I have been looking forward to this for quite some time now because we have videos coming out Monday through Friday this week, all celebrating the holidays, all geared to getting us ready for the holidays and building some great pages for our planners. Yes, I'm so excited about all of this. You know, there's a lot that happens during the holiday season, and it really does help sometimes to get a heads up or a step up, to be a little prepared for it before it all happens. So that's what we'll be doing this week. We'll be looking at building pages for my planner. I'm going to be building like a decor page, a gift list page, something to deal with memories. I'll even be building a stress relief type page for my planner, and I'm excited about that for sure. You know, I love the holiday season, and while we are in blistering heat here in July, just sprinkling again, as I have mentioned before, some of that holiday magic just really brings it all in. So I do like to immerse myself. I have here one of my holiday mugs. I do like to collect these. This is fun. And I am drinking a coffee. I'll pull it up here. It is a cinnamon sugar cookie coffee. I use it in my Keurig machine. I save a few of these from the holidays so that I can have them throughout the summer when I want to. And she is oh so delicious. So other than that, I've been listening to holiday music, and we're going to build a planner page today to bring that sense in too, because I am pulling in the Advent stickers from the Sweet Christmas collection that I just released, and we're going to be building our Advent calendar for a planner, which is something I look forward to every year. Now, I usually do this in November, but we are going to do it now because I like to build a song Advent calendar. I'll explain more about that as we go, but I'm really excited to do this. So, well, let's just flip the camera down, but you know what, wait, let's cue the festive titles. So excited. I do love a good craft project, and building an Advent calendar definitely fits the bill. So this is my Sweet Christmas Advent collection. It comes with 3 sheets. I know you see 4 here, but we'll get to that in a moment. The first sheet here covers days 1 through 12. The second sheet covers days 13 through 24, and look at all the cute decorations. These are from the Sweet Christmas collection. I really had fun putting this together. The third sheet is a choice. So we have 2 here. They look pretty much the same with a difference in color. And you can either pick it in this red color or in this green color where it says Advent Calendar and 2026. Also, all the stickers in my Christmas category on my Etsy shop are on a special Christmas in July sale, 20% off everything in that category. So you can get all of these, or you can look at some past Advent calendars. Now, the past Advent calendars, if you do choose one, I will change it to where it says 2026. So just know that going in. The picture might still say 2025. We're working it here. We're working it, but you will get 2026. So I think these are super cute. Super cute, and I love doing this for my planner. You can also use this to put on little envelopes for the holidays. I may do that later in the year since I'm building this now. Next, I'm using some scrapbook paper. This is some basic 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that I just had in my stash. I have 2 sheets right now. They're the same. They don't have to be the same, but I'm making, these are my front and back cover. And then this is a piece of cut off scrapbook paper, which I've already cut some off. This is a third one. This is what I'm going to use my doors. Now, the other thing you'll need, we need some tape, some scissors, might need a ruler, and these thin Velcro dots. I get these off of Amazon. They're 3/8 inch. They work really well. Even though I made some, I am going to put some together here for you today too. And you also need to decide what's going in your little windows. But before we get to that part, we need to build the base. So, well, let's get ready for crafting. I feel like we're gonna run out of space here real quick. So I'm bringing in my Fiskars cutting board here. You don't really need this. You can use scissors if you want, but this does make some quick, clean cuts. So I really do like using this. So I have 3 pieces of scrapbook paper. They started off as all 12 by 12. This one here is what I'm making the doors out of, and let's cut that one first so I can share with you how I did that. I cut 3-inch wide strips so you can get 4 out of this, and that's enough to do all the doors. Next, what I'm going to do, and I need to move my little guy here. Let's see if we can put him up here. Okay, next I'm going to cut these down into 1.5-inch squares so that in the end I have 3 inches by 1.5, and I need just 4 more, so we're gonna cut 4 here real quick. I have been making this advent calendar, I don't know how many years now, 4 or 5. However many advent calendar sticker sets I have on the website, on my Etsy shop, that's how many I've done. So I need 4 more, so we're just gonna do that. And while I have this out, let's set these aside for a moment. I'm going to cut these down because this will be the base for our calendar. And I'm going to cut it to fit in the Happy Planner, which is 7 inches by 9.25. So we are going to go 7 inches this way, just like so. Nice quick straight cut by 9.25. I want to go ahead and punch these real quick. So let me grab a punch. Okay, that took just a minute to find. We are expanding my office area down here, and I've moved things all over the place. You know, a mess before the gloriousness. That's where we're at. Couldn't find it. Okay, so when you cut these, you want to make sure, if you had a design that was one way or another, you want to make sure you have it going the right way. So I tend to like to cut them like this, or punch them rather. So let's just put these holes in here and we can move on. Also, when I was looking for this, this is the scrapbook paper pad that this came from. It's from Recollections. I believe it was from 2 years ago, but I'm not really sure. But that's where this one came from. So let's set this aside for a moment because we need to work on these. Okay, so we're making doors out of these, and that's what we're gonna do with this. So they end up being 1.5-inch square. The type of paper I look for this is white on one side and a light design on the other, because I don't want it to show through or overpower the stickers. I guess you could put the stickers on a piece of paper if you could see through it and put it on, but this is how I like to do it. So this is a scoreboard. I'm gonna score these at 1.5 because it just makes a cleaner fold. You don't necessarily need to do this, but I have the scoreboard here, so we're just gonna go with it. You just kind of run it at the 1.5 line all the way down. And one last one, and we're good to go. Okay, this is all for this crazy big equipment. It's not even that big, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so what we want to do is fold these in half so they look like these little windows. Now, thinking ahead while I'm doing this is, what type of advent calendar do you want to do? There's so many different ways you can fill them. Pinterest is a great place to look for ideas of what to put in your advent calendar. If you're putting it, say, in your planner, which is what we're doing, you could fill it with activities. You could fill it with moments of gratitude. You could fill it with prayer verses. That could be a fun idea too. You could, or random acts of kindness is another good one. There's a lot of different ideas that you can do. What I like to do is I really like to fill it, this one in my planner, with something attainable that I can just do. Because sometimes if I put activities in there, you know, maybe I don't have all the things to bake the cookies that day, or, you know, maybe I can't go ice skating. Some of the activities that sometimes you see in these. So I like to put songs. I make a song advent calendar, and I've gone through my playlist, and in the past few years, I've added new songs. I've taken some out, I've replaced them. I kind of change it around every now and then, but I put songs in here. So I'll show you how this looks. First of all, this is a 1.5-inch square, And I have a little Velcro closure because I don't like to flop open. And we have Shake Up Christmas by Train. So a lot of these songs do mean something to me. This song is on the fairly more contemporary side than some of the other songs I have, which are older, from back in the 80s when, you know, my kids were little. Shake Up Christmas, though, still reminds me of my oldest son because he sang that song in a show he was in Legoland, California, and it was really fun. He was part of the Jingle Jammers. So I have all of these in here ready to go. I have 4 more to make. So I'm doing a song advent calendar. And what I want to do before I get my songs, because I have 4 left and I left them on my other desk. Yes, now I have 2 desks. we will get this place figured out, is show you how I use these. So Velcro has a soft side and a rough side. So we're going to cut this. I have 4 I need to do. And you can see there's a row going. Here, I'll show you. So there's a row going this way where they're very close together. And then these are separated. So you want to cut it on that separated part like this, straight up. I'm going to try and do it straight here for you so you can see. This is a tip. It'll make it easier. So I'm going to cut a strip of 4 of these, and the same with this, a strip of 4 of these. There, and we can put this aside. I'll link these down below if you're interested. They're very inexpensive. I think they were like $3. And they last a while. I don't know how many are in there. It's like 56 dots. Could last 2 years. So put these together so they're hooked, you know, as Velcro. So kind of try to get them as centered as possible so they'll all hook, just like so. And these are self-adhesive, which makes it really nice too. So I like to put the fuzzy side down at the bottom and the rough side at the top. So we're gonna peel away this adhesive from this fuzzy side of just the first one. And I'm gonna hang on to it. And I'm gonna put it right down here like this at the bottom. So both pieces are on here. So I'm just gonna lay that on here. I'm gonna push my finger on there. So see how that's just on there. And I'm gonna peel, and I'm gonna put my finger here. I'm gonna peel this off of the back part of it. So now this is a sticky part right here. And I'm just gonna fold this over and press down. And now I'm gonna open it. And that's how you can get your Velcro in the spots it needs. Now, one other quick thing I do is I have a pen. It doesn't matter what pen. I just had this purple one. I want to make sure I know where the back is. So I put just that. It doesn't go through. I just put a little mark on the back. This is where the fuzzy side is. Because when I write all these down, all the songs, What Christmas Means to Me by Stevie Wonder, I have that on the back. I know which way it goes because I don't want to look at these as I'm putting them down. I want it to be a surprise. I know what all the songs are, but I still want it to be a surprise. So again, I'm going to peel the back off of the fuzzy part. I'm going to stick the fuzzy part right here with the whole thing. And then peel off this. Press it down. Make sure it works, and do my little mark. Perfection. Okay, let me finish with these 2. Okay, and now we are ready to write in the remaining songs, which I have right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of line this up so I remember what to write. Again, I'm just gonna write my song. I write the song, Sleigh Ride is my first one, which is a beautiful song by Ella Fitzgerald. Oh, love this song. And I use this Muji to write the artist. Okay, so I have a Muji here, and then I have my Micron is an 05. It's just a little thicker tip. So there's my first song. So I have quite the mixture of songs. Again, like I mentioned, I have some that are older from, you know, back in like the 80s when my kids were young. We Need a Little Christmas is one of those songs. It came from a CD set I picked up back then from Time Life Treasury of Christmas songs. Oh my gosh, I love this set. And it just reminds me of that time. And it's great classic Christmas music. This one's Johnny Mathis, who has a lot of great Christmas music. He has an album of Christmas music. It's amazing. Then we have the 12 Days of Christmas. Again, one that's a little more temporary. The song isn't, but the artist is. This is by Straight No Chaser, which is an a cappella group, and they sing great songs. I love this song so much. We first heard it while we were living here in Illinois. We went to a drive-through light show, and it was playing with one of the light things. I'm like, I need to have that song. It was great. And then finally, last but not least, we have Mele Kalikimaki, which I love. It's actually Mele Kalikimaka. But, you know, it's still just fun to say either way. This is Bing Crosby. I have a lot of songs from the Rat Pack. This one's great because I do have music from shows. So this one you would have heard in Christmas Vacation if you hadn't heard it elsewhere. But it's a very great song, and it also reminds me of Hawaii and all the good things. So these are the 4 songs I have left, so I can put these aside and do away with that. I can fold these up because, again, while I know what songs are on my list, I'm not going to know what day they show up. So once I fold these up, again, we have the backs with the mark. We can take all of these and start mixing them up so that when we go to put them on our advent calendar to tape them down, we're not going to know what is where. Okay, so I have my covers here, which is what we're gonna do next, and I've gone ahead and put in some light lines, and these lines are roughly, well, they're just under 2 inches apart, and I need to draw one more on this side, just so I can kind of keep things a little in order, you know, just a little. Here, let me go on the edge with this. Well, I'll go on this edge. So if they're just under 2 inches, I'm going to make a mark right about here, and that's kind of where I need to draw this line. So I'm just going to put this straight edge right there, and you know, they're not perfect and they're not all exact. Whoops. Just like that. But there we have. That's how I drew those lines. These straight edges are really helpful, and I have an eraser here which we'll use once we place everything to erase my lines. Okay, now we can go ahead and start seeing how we want to place these. But before we do that, I actually want to put the washi on the bottom first, or the deco strip. So let's pull this out because I need to decide now, do I want to use, let's move all this over, do I want to use the red color or the green color? So that you know, this green color is the same as the holly boxes. So we have 2 greens in here. One's a little brighter, but it's the holly color here, and then this is holly berry. Okay, just so we know. So that's the choice. I'm kind of feeling the red. I think we're gonna go holly berry. So I'm gonna move this aside, and I wanna go ahead and do these strips because I love the way these strips look. Now they're cut around the pieces, so you gotta pull it a little carefully because it's cut on the edge like this. So it has all those yummy cookies and whatnot, but it's cut on the edge, so it's a little decorative. Super cute. So let's go ahead and place this down here at the bottom, like so. I'm just gonna kind of put it right in the center, and then I'm gonna put the other one on the other side. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, I think that is going to be adorable, and I did that because some of these are going to be down close to the bottom. So hopefully I've mixed these up enough, because I'm just going to kind of put them on the lines, and I want to make sure that the purple is on the back, but also that it opens going this way. So I just kind of place these around. Sometimes you can put them, you know, going the wrong way, and then these will be at the top. I'm going to go around and fix that when I'm done. And just to kind of get a placement. Okay, I have an arrangement that I like, and I have 3 across, and then I'll have 12 on this side. They're spaced pretty evenly. And I moved this space here because I think I want to put the Santa and the tree over here. We'll see. I think I like the way this looks, but what I need to do is erase some of these lines before we go ahead and put them down. So I think we're going to start putting down the bottom rows, then I'll erase the line and put the rows up as we go. So, well, let's start on this side so you can see how we do this. So I'm just going to take some tape. This is just tape I have from scrapbook.com. This is my scrapbooking tape. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on the back. So once you start setting things down, it helps with lining things up. So these go over the deco strip a bit, and I'm good with that. Not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and do this piece. And we'll set this one right here. So then I'll have some straight rows ahead. And then what I'm going to do is erase this line with my eraser, because I can still have a sense of where this goes, right? And put tape on here and fit this right about here. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. And then we'll do this one right here, and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and continue erasing and taping, and I will meet you when I'm done. Okay, oh my gosh, look how cute that looks. It looks like a couple of sheets filled with confetti. Super fun, super fun. Now we get to do the fun part, and that's putting the numbers on. I chose this paper too because it looked like it had confetti on it. There we go. Just kind of center it. So you can see, it looked like it had confetti on it. This is not even Christmas paper, but I thought it worked well with what I was doing. I think it's spring paper. Either way, it's just pretty. So let's go ahead and put all these numbers on. Okay, there we have it. I think it looks really cute. So I want to put this advent calendar word up at the top here. And I want to put my Santa on. Well, we just want to do all the decor, right? So let's see. We could go straight across the top, or I could cut it in half, which is what I tend to do. I think I'm going to cut it. So I'm just going to cut it kind of around this area here. And then I'm going to trim around the C, like so. Let's put the word calendar right here. And then we'll fit the word Advent kind of over this direction at the top. Give it a little space. Kind of like that, so we can put something there. I tore off my L. Let's fix that. There we go. See, never the wiser. And we'll take the 2026 and we'll just put kind of right here. Can you believe I have 2026 written here? It's 2025. It's not 2026. What am I even thinking? So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. So bear with me for just a moment. But we're putting Santa down here and this tree. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you start doing things ahead of time. You just get a little muddled. Okay, I'm going to lift this up just a touch. And we're going to put Santa kind of in it a little bit. Just a touch. I want it to look like he's standing in it. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. And then we'll put the tree, kind of in it too. Okay, let me trim this piece off. That looks really cute. Let's pull some more decor. Like this cute guy. Let's put him up here. Oh, I love that little gingerbread dude. And let's put a star with this tree. Oh, how cute is that? I kind of want this cookie. I think this cookie will fit nice right here. Let's put this star up over here. Adorable. I want to do some of these sprinkles, but again, we're going to fix this 2026 situation. Let's put some of these sprinkles over here. There's 3 little sets of them. Let's put them across the top. Okay. I'm gonna go fix this 2026. I'll be right back. Okay, crisis averted. We've made new sheets. So when you choose these, you will get 2025 as your year, along with any other advent calendar you may choose. Okay, so I have a little extra one that I pulled here, so I can fix this. And, you know, at least I'll be, heads up, I mean, I'll be like real geared up for 2026, right? Let's put 2025. Yes, because that is a very good year. There we have it. Okay, that looks super cute. I think we're done. Let's go ahead and put it in the planner and see how it looks. And we're going right to the section called All the Things, and I have created a tab for Christmas, and this is where all the Christmas things are going to live. So let's just plop this in and see how festive it all looks. Look at that. Super festive. Super. I need to make room for you guys here. Here, let's put our little guy back over here. Okay. There. So when you open it, here we have our Advent Calendar 2025. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love, love, love this. So I did use most of the kit from the Advent Calendar, along with, here is the deco. So again, you get to choose whether you want it in the green holly color or the red holly berry color. We used the red holly berry color, and I think it looks really cool. One thing I also want to do, because, you know, it's hard to put it all in here and not play with it. Let's look at one of them so we can see what kind of song we're going to get. Let's pick a random number. I don't want to do it in order because I still want it to be a surprise come the holiday. But let's go with this little cute guy here, number 5. Are you ready? Let's open it. 5 is, oh, it's a Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives. Now there is a Blast from the Past song, and it is very Christmassy, and I love that because that's kind of what we're trying to plan ahead for. Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. Yes, I am obsessed with this. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you again tomorrow for another Christmas in July video. Bye.